Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV News on the hour. I am Frank Omalape. 4 days after the twin blasts at the Terminus Market in Jos, another bomb blast occurred close to a football film center on Bauchi Road, killing 3 people and wounding 3 others. Plateau State Commissioner of Police Chris Olakwe confirmed the incident. The attack was carried out by a lone suicide bomber who was heading towards the television viewing center where people were watching the UEFA Champions League final. An eyewitness, Ali Maikeke, says the suicide bomber died in the incidents.
They were targeting the viewing center. When they came, residents in the area asked them not to park their car. Then they changed route, but found out that the road ended at a particular house. The landlord also asked them not to park their car there, since they are visitors. They were still arguing when the bomb exploded. It killed the suicide bomber, the landlord, and a tenant. Not too many were injured, except those that died.
Meanwhile, wife of Plateau State Governor Talatu Jang says women and children were worse hit by the twin explosions that rocked Terminus Market in Jos. Jang says the casualty figure and composition so that most of the dead and the injured were women and children. She says the incident took place at a time when considerable progress had been made in the peace-building process in Plateau. Jang described the incident as a heartless, evil-minded attack by agents of darkness, adding that the action is a clear demonstration of the height of man's inhumanity to man. She condoled with the families that had lost loved ones and wished the injured a quick recovery. Concerned by the incessant Boko Haram attacks in part of the northern state, Governor of Niger State and Chairman Northern Governors Forum, Babangida Aliyu, has urged former head of state Abdulsalami Abubakar to rally past leaders of the country to help them curb the malaise. Aliyu made this known at the maiden convocation ceremony of the Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida University Lapai in Niger State. Aliyu, who is also optimistic the security challenges in the northern state could be crushed in the next 3 months, insisted that with concerted efforts from prominent Nigerians, the horrendous situation in the north will be a thing of the past. The PDP has called on the people of Gombe State to remain alert and resist any plot to destroy the peace and unity they enjoy under the PDP-led administration. The party's National Publicity Secretary Olisa Mitu made the call in a statement in Abuja. Mitu says that the PDP has uncovered a plot to disrupt the peace in the state, maintained that it won't fail. He accused an opposition party of intending to use the instrument of propaganda as it did in another state to achieve its objective. The PDP spokesman added that the party was sowing seed of discord among the people of the state as a means to actualize it in ordinary quest for power. According to him, the party has not been happy with the peace and rapid development going on in Gombe under the PDP-led administration. He maintained that at no time did the Governor Ibrahim Dankwabo-led administration in Gombe clamp down on any party member or engaged in the destruction of another party's property as alleged. The Independent National Electoral Commission in Bayelsa says reaching out to people in Creek community is posing great challenges in the ongoing permanent voter cards distribution in the state. The resident electoral commissioner, Edwin Watalali, who made the disclosure, says the issuance of the cards ahead of the 2015 general elections was to correct any mistake before the elections. He says the exercise had been hitch-free while adequate security was provided to safeguard the materials. Some of the electorate decried the delay in collecting the cards as well as missing names in the register. The Independent National Electoral Commission in Zamfara says it has issued permanent voter cards in 11 local government areas in the state. An spokesman in the state, Garba Galadima, who made this known, says fresh registration will be done in Gusau, Gumi and Zurmi local government areas on May 28. She added that majority of the polling units in Gusau, Gumi and Zurmi had problem of multiple registration, with many people registering more than once while others' fingerprint could not be seen on the computer screen. A few units in the other 11 local governments, according to Galadima, also experienced the same problem, but it was not as bad as in Gusau, Gumi and Zurmi. He advised those not able to collect their permanent voter cards at the end of the exercise on Sunday to go to the local government secretariat and collect them. You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a short break. We'll be back right after this timeout.
On the day list this morning,
Nigerians encourage corruption besides June first of the punch newspaper. A new Nigerian government forum calls for Okonjo Iweala's
says new PDP.
page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
The dailies every day on CoreTV News.
Nigerians continue to tonight, the city of Lagos waits and dog as all routes.
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west and around Africa. We break the news.
We are one Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV.
A 24-hour news station.
If you're just joining us, you're watching CoreTV News on the hour. For more information on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow us on Twitter at CoreTV News NG, and also on YouTube, www.youtube.com/CoreTV News. Now, the use of motorcycles for commercial transport purpose has become popular in Nigeria due to its efficiency and door-to-door service. Safety measures for passengers and riders have become a concern for relevant authorities. Rashid takes a look at the compliance level for the use of crash elements in Ekiti.
Motorcycles are initially used by private owners, but it has now become a mode of transportation that has provided jobs for many. Passengers say it is affordable and accesses every place they intend to go. But the safety of both riders and passengers have not been guaranteed due to the non-compliance to safety measures, especially the use of crash helmets.
We have different categories of road users. Some of them are shielded, some are exposed. Anybody that's riding on motorcycle is already an exposed road user, either as a passenger or as the rider yourself. So there's no way an Okada will be involved in an accident that you will not sustain injury. And in most cases, the most serious of these injuries is the injuries that affect the head region. It is very good for your own safety to make use of the crash helmet, and that's why the enforcement came into being.
Some of the motorcycle riders say they are aware of its importance, but gave excuses why they don't use crash helmets.
Of our tank, that's the first statement there. Wear your element safely. You see the problem of this element. Okada rider, we came out from our house in around 5 o'clock till in the evening. That's almost 13 hours. Put element. This thing is a load.
I'm sure it is not all of them that sit on Okada from morning till night without break. It's not possible. It's not possible. Once in a while you have a break. Okay, once in a while you have a break.
The Assistant Corps Commander Operations of the Road Safety in Ekiti State said the non-compliance by riders is deliberate.
Something that we cannot compromise. Something that we cannot compromise. We must continue. We know people are used to maybe being defiant to the laws.
We all Okadas, we have evil mind. If government asks us to do something, we can find it hardly to do it. Especially this issue of helmet. Some are willing to use, but some cannot avoid to buy the helmet because some of us, we are not the owner of the bike that we are riding. So to buy the helmet is very difficult for us. If the government can produce the helmet for us free of charge, we appreciate it.
The Okada helmet is very, very much available now all over the country, and it's affordable. One Okada helmet, crash helmet or the other, does not cost more than maybe 2,500, 1,500, depending on the type that you can afford. And the socio-economic status of most of them is not too far below the extent of sacrificing one or two things to ensure their own safety.
The inability of the riders to comply to the rules always leads to delay in traffic flow as officials make efforts to apprehend defaulters.
If people who are now afraid of being accosted or being arrested or caught up by the agents, by our men, those ones will now try to maybe hold on for a while, park in certain places, and build up the traffic on their own there, artificially, in an attempt not to get to where they could be arrested. So, of course, naturally you see them parked and they will think that is a traffic jam, but no.
The introduction of a mobile court by the Federal Road Safety Corps is seen as an effort put in place to ensure compliance and safeguard the lives of road users. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
The video games market industry is expected to be worth $87 billion by the year 2017. Some young startups in the city of Lagos are strategizing to tap into this revolving market. Correspondent Martins Dixon compiled this report presented from our studios.
In this ordinary-looking office in the Nigerian city of Lagos, young entrepreneurs are working to create a gaming revolution. Until now, Africa's video game market hasn't figured on the global stage. But within just 18 months, the team here have created 70 online games whose popularity reaches well beyond Nigeria's borders.
Somebody comes in, remembers something he saw somewhere or outside, we discuss it, we put it in a game. So it happens. The idea can come from anywhere. And sometimes we also look at games that are very popular across the world and say, okay, look at this game. Why is it popular? We try to learn from it and see how we can, apply that in our games, or even do an African version of that same game.
What I like in Nigeria video games is, one, the local content, okay, because it tends to give you that everyday feel. For example, the Okada hustle, it tells you how you ride on your bike, trying to avoid so many obstacles on your way home or on your way to work. Two, it's very simple. All you need to do is gain as much coins as possible and avoid the obstacles.
With most gamers in Africa preferring to play online rather than on home consoles, its founder, Huge Obi, is well aware of the potentials of the mobile market.
Mobile is massive in this part of the world. It has the highest penetration, especially for internet users. And we are exporting a lot of our games onto mobile.
With 100 million people using mobile phones in the African nation, cracking Nigeria's mobile phone gamers market would be a good game to win.
The Chairman, Academic Staff Union of Universities, Lagos State Chapter, Idris Adekunle, says the Lagos State government should make quality education affordable to all. He spoke to Omotayo Alo. The report.
The strike action embarked upon by teachers of the Lagos State University over increase in tuition for students has caused protests from students of the university. The chairman, Idris Adekunle, says the state government did not implement the federal government agreement signed in December 2010. It says there is no reason why LASU teachers should be an exception to getting what rightfully belongs to them.
Politics were interested in sustenance of that university. It is meant for the downtrodden. Education is the right of every citizen of this country, irrespective of the income background of their parents.
Hakeem Animashaun says the government is not interested in causing harm for both students and teachers of the university.
Policies are made by government for the people, and the government we have in Lagos State is a very, very responsible government that listens to the people. So when we make policies and that does not favor the people, we are ready to listen, and we're ready to sit down and listen to your own, proposition on what ought to be the right thing to do.
Idris Adekunle advised the state government to adopt the policy of admitting more students with lesser tuition fees. He says that the university has not been admitting to its full capacity.
We feel pained as parents, we feel pained as lecturers to go on to this action, but we believe that we just have no choice but to embark on this.
The dwindling standard of education has been attributed to the numerous strikes and unstable calendar in Nigerian universities. The strike by lecturers of the Lagos State University may yet obstruct the students' learning process. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The technique used by a group of northern Nigerian craftsmen to dye cotton sheet in Dego has survived more than 500 years, but the risk of extinction are now higher. The 125 pits were constructed in a wall compound in central Kano in Kofamata in 1498 and assigned to individual families whose descendants still control the trade. A commitment to a centuries-old practice may have helped dye pit operators withstand developments that have devastated Kano's textile industry.
We have some potassium powder, we have some ash from ordinary wood. So all these ingredients will mix together inside the pit to give the color from blue to light blue.
Customers have diminished significantly over the last 2 years, especially Western tourists. Domestic demand for textile, however, remains strong. The dye pit operators are now considered the city's last in
different design, different meaning.
The name of this design is 3 pillars of Kano: honesty, hospitality, and friendship.
You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a short break. The news returns just in a moment. Stay with us.
On the day list this morning,
Nigerians encourage corruption besides doing first off the punch newspaper. And notice Nigerian government forum calls for George
says new PDP.
page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
The Dailies, every day on CoreTV News.
Nigerians continue to
travel the city of Lagos once
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west and around Africa. We break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV,
a 24-hour news station.
Still watching CoreTV News on the hour. For more information on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow us on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. Also on YouTube, www.youtube.com/CoreTV News. Outside Nigeria, South African President Jacob Zuma has vowed to spearhead a radical socio-economic transformation. He is sworn in for his second term before dignitaries and a cheering crowd of thousands. The ceremony took place in Amphitheatre of Pretoria's English colonial-style Union Buildings, the seat of government, where just 5 months before Nelson Mandela's body lay in state. Zuma paid tribute to the former leader and founder of the nation, hailing the work he did to transform South Africa from international pariah to toast of the world. President and prime ministers from across Africa, including Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe and Nigeria's Goodluck Jonathan, attended the ceremony.
I, Jacob Gedleyihlekisa Zuma, swear.
I, Jacob Gedleyihlekisa Zuma, swear
that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
That I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa. So help me God. We have successfully completed the first phase of our transformation. Today marks the beginning of the second phase of our transition from apartheid to a national democratic society. This second phase will involve the implementation of radical social economic transformation. Key targets in this regard will be to eradicate corruption and efficiency and inefficiency in the public service.
And finally, Ukraine is preparing for a presidential election seen as crucial to its very survival after a month of turmoil that has driven the country to the brink of civil war. The election comes with tension running high after a bloody upsurge in fighting in the east, where pro-Moscow separatists launched insurgency against Kiev's rule 7 weeks ago. Prime Minister Arsen Yatsenyuk issued an appeal for people to turn out to defend Ukraine, which has been in deep crisis since street protests forced out the Kremlin-backed regime in February. But rebels warned they would prevent voting in their strongholds and the industrial heartland on the Russia border. The election is seen as the most important since independence in 1991, with Ukraine not only battling to stay united, but also to stave off threatened bankruptcy and fears Russia could cut off vital gas supplies. Opinion polls say the vote is likely to go to a runoff on June 15, leaving the country in limbo for another 3 weeks. The authorities are mobilizing over 75,000 police and volunteers to try to ensure security alongside around 1,200 international observers. Well, and that's a wrap on CoreTV News at this time. Many thanks for watching. I am Frank Omalape. Bye for now.